folks, this is my first impressions review of the Nike Pegasus 37. This is Nike's, well, one of Nike's most popular running shoes. It's been around for a long time, and this is the 37th iteration of the shoe. I had last year's iteration, it was the first Pegasus shoe I had, and I have to say I wasn't a big fan. I mean, I felt it was a very flat shoe, it wasn't a fast shoe. It looked nice, but in terms of performance, I just wasn't impressed by it. You know, especially when there's other shoes out there, or other brands that to me were a lot better and, you know, basically a lot more responsive and quicker than the Pegasus 36. But moving on to the 37, this year they've made a huge leap forward, I think. It's not perfect, but at the same time it's definitely noteworthy, and I think this year, you know, they really made something that's special. But with that being said, there's obviously cons as well as pros, so I'm going to list them out and I'm going to just detail my first impressions of how the shoe goes on the road. What has Nike brought to the table in this year's iteration? So a big change they've made here is they've added the React foam, or they've added React foam to the midsole. So what that does here is it adds 2mm to stack height, and it gives, I suppose, a very responsive, springy feel overall when you're running. So I suppose now with this iteration, the heel to toe drop is 10mm, which is quite significant for a Nike shoe, as it happens. They've added the Air Zoom pocket only to the forefoot, and so together, combined with the React foam, it does create a very, as I said there, springy and responsive ride. And so overall, they've also added on the engineered upper mesh to this, giving it a very comfortable and very breathable upper, which is quite neat for a daily trainer, because that's primarily what this is. So the pros of this shoe, there's a good few of them, and there's a few cons too, but I'll get onto them later. Firstly, the main pro for me personally is the very springy and responsive ride due to this React foam here in the midsole. And overall, whether you're on your long runs, your short runs, or you know, whatever runs you're doing, for me, you do feel that kickback from the foam, and it makes you not only feel faster, but it makes you go faster. It's not as significant now as a carbon fiber plate or anything, but at the same time, it does give a very good overall sense of speed and responsiveness that you wouldn't usually get in a Nike shoe. And so, I suppose another pro as well is the comfortable upper, this engineered mesh upper, should I say. You know, it's quite hugging, and it does feel very suited to your, you know, to your foot. Now I'm a size 10.5 UK, 9.5 US, but wearing this shoe, to me, it's just very comfortable, and like it's very breathable when you're there doing the long runs and when your feet start to get a bit hot. So definitely another pro for me is the very nice, huggable, comfortable upper. Also, the durability is another big yes factor for me for this shoe. And that's, I suppose, that's mainly due to the React foam and the rubber here on the outsole. So you'll see actually there's a lot of rubber here in the outsole, and maybe too much, but I'll get onto that in a second. But this rubber combined with the already durable React foam, you know, to me, it just shows me that it lasts for a long time. I mean, easily 300, 400, even maybe 500 plus miles, I think anyway, that this shoe will last me for, which, you know, when you're paying the amount of money for the shoe, like I got this for, you know, 120 euro, you know, that's definitely worth the price when you know it's going to last you for a long time. And another pro for me is the colorway, and I love how Nike just, you know, they give you so many options of colors, and I went for the blue because I just thought it looked unreal. It looked so nice. So to me, you know, overall the colour of the shoe, the way it looks, the way it feels, and the way it performs, they're all pros for me. So look, Nike did a good job here with the newest iteration of the Pegasus lineup. So I'm very happy with that. Okay, now on to the cons. Okay, so since I mentioned it only a few moments ago, I'll start with this. The rubber. For me, there's no real need for rubber or the amount of rubber in this shoe. I know it's there for grip and for durability purposes, but already saying, you know, the React foam is already a very durable foam, and I think going forward Nike should consider just to drop some of the rubber here, get rid of it, no need for it, and to leave it, you know, with exposed React foam. Maybe have a bit of rubber for grip, but like in terms of lacing the outer here with rubber, I just don't think there's any need, and it adds weight to the shoe. This shoe is heavier than last year's iteration, and there's really no need. It's going in the wrong direction. You know, what I should always strive for, I think anyway, is to get the weight of your shoe down. No matter if it's a marathon running shoe, if it's a, you know, a fast day shoe or a daily trainer like this, you should always aim for that. So yeah, a con for me definitely would be the rubber and the amount of it. I don't think there's any need for it. It's good to have it, but again, I don't think there's real need because of this React foam already being quite durable. A second con for me would be the heel counter. This little thing here popping up. It looks nice, it looks snazzy, but really, and I found this as well with other Nike shoes, but I know what it is, but I always get heel slippage with Nike shoes, and particularly so with this. Now, I use a shoe called the Zoom Pegasus Turbo 2, and it's like a faster version of the Pegasus, and it was released last year, and it's an excellent shoe, just so good. But again, like that shoe, and with this shoe, you definitely do feel a bit of heel slippage, and that's not good. I mean, I don't see why Nike can't improve upon that, because when you're running, you know, those long whiles or whatever it is, I just think that you need a very stable shoe. You know, you need a good lockdown, and the heel slippage is it's just not good enough. I mean, you do need to feel like you're in the shoe. Not saying that I don't feel that I'm secure when I'm running in the shoe. I do in a sense, but every so often I can feel my heels slip and glide in the shoe, and you know, these are size 10.5 and they're perfect fit for me. It's not as if this is a, you know, bigger shoe than I normally wear. This is the shoe I always wear, and these shoes usually are true to size as far as I can see, and I just feel there's a bit of heel slippage, and that's it's a big con for me, because I'm kind of sick of it with Nike shoes doing that. The ones I have anyway, they do that. But they're the two main cons for me. So yeah, going forward I think Nike should really just consider a few things there, but really they've got mostly everything in order as far as I can see. So overall, I like this shoe. I think it's a great improvement upon last year's iteration. As I said earlier, for me, the Nike Pegasus 36 was just not good. It just didn't impress me. It fell flat for me. But this year is a different story. I think Nike has shown everyone that they can improve upon, you know, the iteration, the Pegasus lineup, and they can bring to the table something really worth your time. As a daily trainer, it is a solid choice. I mean, I think it's not built for speed, but with that being said, it's a quicker shoe than the usual Pegasus lineup as far as I can see. And you know, it really goes to show that Nike are putting in effort, and they're listening to people, and they want to improve upon what they already have, and they certainly have done that with this year's shoe. I do have issues such as the rubber here in the outsole and also the heel slippage, but with that being said, as a daily trainer, I feel that it's a really good step forward, and you know, hopefully it continues to impress me. Now, this is a first impressions review, so I'll have a greater idea of what this actually, you know, this shoe actually is, you know, when I complete around 50 or 60 miles in the shoe. But so far, very happy, and I think Nike are definitely going in that direction. So yeah, very impressed this year. So thanks guys, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a like, and please subscribe if you want to continue following me on my running journey as the days, weeks and months go by. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.